First of all, you're taking Bitcoin, which you're the first GOP candidate to take Bitcoin. What went into that decision?
So look, I think that the financial system, people who run the current financial system are insecure if they are against competition to that existing dollar. So I want to stabilize the dollar as a unit of measurement. I've said that for a long time. It's one of my top objectives of Federal Reserve reform. But that doesn't mean that I shy away from alternative currencies like Bitcoin. It means we embrace the competition because that makes us better. So the best way to send that signal was to say that, you know what, we will accept donations to the campaign via Bitcoin, via the Lightning Network, and we're happy to do that because we are, I think, self-confident about our ability to restore the value of the dollar if we're not stifling competition.
And obviously, Forbes, we talk a lot about Bitcoin or cryptocurrency and all sorts of digital assets. But one thing I think that is really interesting is you attended a cryptocurrency event just a couple of weeks ago and discussed some of this stuff. What do you think you will do if and when you take office to address some of the regulations around cryptocurrency?
So I think that we first need to get the SEC out of the business of regulating, for example, Bitcoin as a form of a security. This current securities law regime, I think, is itself broken and in need of radical reform. But the best way we're going to get to that reform is actually learning from an alternative model, start from scratch. So the reason I think Bitcoin should not be regulated as a security is that there is no issuer, there's no person behind it, and there's a finite quantity. That's different than a stock. I think we should use this as an opportunity to see what we learn from a true parallel system. I think the other thing that we're seeing now is the assault on mining itself, using selective enforcement. I mean, the recent budget that Biden passed actually says that there's going to be potentially a special tax levied on electricity used for the purpose of mining Bitcoin. That's a punitive tax, and I don't think that we should want to even think about the surveillance state we're going to need in order to monitor what forms of energy are being used for what purpose within somebody's house or office or building. That's a step in the wrong direction. I think a step in the direction of freedom is abandoning this climate cult that, threatening so much of the U.S. economy, is now threatening innovation in the form of Bitcoin and the financial sector as well.